What's going on, guys? Today we're talking about WrestleMania 40, and more specifically why Cody Rhodes needs to finish the story. We're going to go over several reasons as to not only why this should happen, but also how it should happen. So when it comes to Cody Rhodes, one of the reasons why he should finish the story is because of the journey that he's been on. Even before returning to WWE at WrestleMania 38, the journey of his debut and throughout, the journey of him becoming Intercontinental Champion, being a multi-time tag team champion, having great matches with the likes of Randy Orton, Booker T, Christian, but never quite grabbing that illustrious brass ring. And even when he returned to WWE in 2022, defeating Seth Rollins in back-to-back matches, and winning the Royal Rumble for the first time in his career. And even though there was that unfortunate injury that took him out for several months, it felt like the stars were finally aligned. And well, as we know, it wasn't meant to be that night. And honestly, looking back, I think WWE made the right call, because with that injury that Cody suffered, he wasn't able to be there for a lot of 2022's events, like SummerSlam and Survivor Series, so the momentum wasn't as high as it could have been, which was no one's fault. But in 2023, that definitely changed. He had great matches with the likes of Brock Lesnar, Shinsuke Nakamura. He won the Survivor Series War Games match, and he is now a back-to-back Royal Rumble winner, which is pretty cool considering the last time it happened was with Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1997 and 1998, and before that there was Hulk Hogan in 1990 and 1991, so it's definitely a big accolade. So now 1 year later from WrestleMania 39 to WrestleMania 40, we have the exact same matchup, but it's still as unpredictable as before. And that's what makes it so exciting, because Cody could still lose, especially since Roman Reigns is currently 6 months away from dethroning Hulk Hogan's reign of 1,474 days as champion. And you know WWE would love to add the Tribal Chief to that illustrious collection. And you could argue that since Roman already beat Cody last year, that he could do it again. But that's where the next reason comes into play, and that's, we just need a change. Look, I am a fan of Roman Reigns, even when he was the big dog, and he was having banger matches with the likes of Randy Orton, The Big Show, and even taking out Mark Henry. Geez, what did Mark Henry do? And to see him go from the big dog to the Tribal Chief was a surreal experience. His promos went up a completely another level, and even though he wasn't defending the title as much as someone else who had a similar reign, at least it made the title feel even more important. And it's on the shoulders of someone who hasn't been pinned since December of 2019. But that's all the more reason why Cody needs to be the one. Because by him winning the title, it solidifies him as the face of the company, which you could already argue he is due to the crowd's reaction every time he arrives. And the fact that he won the Royal Rumble back to back, that shows how much trust WWE put in him to be the top guy. Especially in today's age, as some fans tend to get bored of superstars rather quickly. But for the American Nightmare, that doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, the only other person I could think of to win back-to-back Rumbles is either Roman Reigns or John Cena. So that says a lot about their view of Cody Rhodes. I think the reason why we are all fans of the American Nightmare is because we feel like we can relate to him. Because we've all scratched and crawled to try and get to the very top, and in Cody's case, that's definitely an understatement. And so when we resonate with that feeling, we just want the best outcome for that person, and by him becoming undisputed champion, could make whoever Cody loses to an even bigger deal than before, because of how well they built the former Dashing One. Because even if you look at the characters of both Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, they almost feel like two sides of the same coin. They both got incredible accolades, both former Intercontinental Champions, former Tag Team Champions, both are former Royal Rumble winners, but their characters, they're almost the complete opposite. While the tribal chief points his finger to the sky and demands the crowd to acknowledge him, the crowd are in fact the ones who acknowledge the American Nightmare. And come WrestleMania 40, here's hoping they acknowledge him as the new undisputed champion. So, the big question, how does Cody finish the story? Well, you have two options. Either you have the match similar to what we had last year, with Superman punches, table bumps, cutters, but instead of the ending we did get, this time Cody straight up beats Roman Reigns clean as a whistle with no interference. Or you have The Rock interfere, who takes out Solo Sikoa and helps Cody finish the story. Now, I know that doesn't make sense considering what happened at the WrestleMania press conference, but maybe they could have been in cahoots. And it allows for so many different things. The first being that it will protect Roman Reigns, even though he's already been pinned multiple times by this point, but it could warrant a rematch. And I don't know how you guys feel, but Roman Reigns vs Cody Rhodes 3 at SummerSlam would be a big deal, especially if you tied in someone like Seth Rollins and made him the special guest referee. And the second is that we get to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns, which is a story I feel like WWE have wanted to tell for a long time. Roman could talk about how he did things that The Rock couldn't, like beat Brock Lesnar, and also defeat John Cena twice, and not just once like the Great One did. And Roman's justification for facing The Rock could be that if it wasn't for him, he would still be champion right now, which wouldn't be true. But in Roman Reigns' mind, because of how manipulative his character is, it makes sense. And by Roman beating The Rock, it would make the Cody rematch even more of a bigger deal. So the first thing to come from this is that we could get The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, and the story you could tell. The Rock could say that Cody should be thanking him, because if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't be champion right now. But Cody could then rebuttal and say how he already defeated one Samoan, and now he'll take out another. And you could even mention the 2013 interaction they had, with The Rock laying the smackdown. I just think this idea of making The Rock this end-of-level boss is a great idea, because even though Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, and he's done a lot of great things, like defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and he's had one of the longest reigns in WWE history, by having someone greater than him, and not just the tribal chief, but a high chief, it would make that matchup feel incredible. Especially when you tie in the history with Cody and the Bloodline, and that while he may have defeated Roman Reigns, there's one more obstacle, in the Great One against the American Nightmare. But yeah, overall, I think Cody needs to finish the story because of who he is and what he's been through. From being dashing to not so dashing, from being Intercontinental Champion to taking defeats, from being released from the company he grew up in to starting a journey that made his name synonymous across the wrestling industry. From a rookie to a legend, or you could say from undesirable to undeniable. So yeah guys, that'll be it for today, but I want to know, do you think Cody Rhodes should dethrone Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Or should the reign continue? Hopefully not until 2028. Let me know in the comments below, subscribe, and more importantly, take care.